Who are these people? I'm gonna break it down a little bit further. It's gonna be a little lengthy to get in deep detail between these four different individuals, but I'm gonna try to explain it by law. It's the easiest way to do it because a lot of times we don't understand this thing called legal status. That is how you are referred to by law, especially when you go to court. It will be the main thing in how you are represented and how you enter and how you come out of it, all in law or legality. Now, the first law, and I don't mean United States law. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to compare the two, but the first law was a law pronounced Quaternion law or Gentilis law. Now, these are all royal blood, meaning if you didn't own land or was not connected to his bloodline, you fell under their law, whomever that was. That was the first law. In the closer to modern times or after BC, you will have Caesar, Roman law, what fell under Roman law. So for America and the United States, the Union's first law was constitutional law, which is the supreme law of the land and all treaties made with the United States. Any state's law, which are sovereign in the Union, cannot have laws that are contrary to the Constitution. This Moor, a Moor-icon, and an American Indian, which falls under the tribes of the Iroquois. I'm going to explain. Now, we would not understand the terms Il, Al, Ali, Day, or Bay if it wasn't for the prophet bringing us to knowledge. So, let me break it down. Here are the Cushites, the Cometians, and the Moorish names of all the ties of Indians, Indos, or Indus blacks to the sovereign of America, Il, Bay, Day, Al, and Ali. These five names belong to the five civilized tribes. These are the tribes of the Il, Cherokee, Bay, Choctaw, Day, Seminole, Al, Creek, and Ali, Chickasaw. The name El means God, force, and power. Bay means ruler of land. Day means knowledgeable. Al means same as El. And Al, goddess, is the feminine. Ali means the exalted or most high. These five civilized tribes came together to form a union called the Iroquois Confederation. This confederation formed the Articles of Confederation, which formed the American government. The Articles of Confederation became the United States Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, and the Articles of Association. These documents are called the Four Constitutions. We have the Il, Cosmos, lawgiver, the legislative branch. We have the Bay, the governors, land, enforce laws of Elohim, the executive branch. Now, if you do not believe what I'm saying, let's go to the government. Congress, the House of Congress, Resolution 331, concurrent resolution to acknowledge the contribution of the Iroquois Confederacy of Nations to the development of the United States Constitution and to reconfirm the continuing government-to-government relationship between Indian tribes and the United States established in the Constitution. Because a lot of people don't want to believe what you say. You're like, the Moors, look, where was it done? 1988, October 21st. Resolution 331. This is from Congress. This is the United States Congress website. I ain't make this up. Just look over it. It is the acknowledgement of the government that who actually created the Constitution. Because we the people created the Constitution. It could not have created itself. Congress could not have created it. There wasn't one, because we are the law bearers of the land. And to break down these tribes, it really was the Seneca, the Cayagua, the Onondaga, the Oneida, Mohawk, and Tuscarora. And where does the Tuscarora come from? From North Carolina. My homeland. Tuscarora. You have the Iroquois that moved to Canada, and the original Iroquois of the Six Nations is New York. Now you have second law, Roman law. It was the creation of the Senate. This is after no more Caesar. Caesar almost became a figurehead, but now the Senate ruled, the Roman citizen. So in the United States Constitution, you have the American citizen. Then you have the Residential Act of 1790. Then you have the 14th Amendment's U.S. citizenship person. Person refers to the 3/5 Compromise of 1787. You got to understand law. Do not assume one to another. When they use these words, these are all legal, lawful terms. Persons can only be referred to the black Christian codes because in the Constitution there is no reference to race. There's no white, there's no black in the Constitution. There is the American citizen. And then after 1871, you had the 14th Amendment, which created the United States citizenship person. That is for this person. The free white person. The person that was enslaved but had to be freed. Free also coming through Freemasonry. I know, it goes deeper. It goes a lot deeper. Now, this Naturalization Act of 1790, or the Residential Alien Act, was important for free white persons in practice only. Male property owners could naturalize and acquire status of citizens, whereas women, non-white persons, and indentured servants could not. This was creating now a race system. Third law, Salivita Mortem, also meaning dead person, or mort meaning dead in Latin, plebis. You have now the creator of the caste system that came out of Europe. This law, caste system being of the gentiles, of the royal family, everything else being underneath it, peasants or serfs. Over here, we created the race or colorable law, which is also civil law. That was created in 1960. Why did you need civil law if you had the Constitution? The Constitution mentions admiralty law. Admiralty law is law on water, on a quote-unquote ship, citizenship. Dead persons, maritime law. It's the same thing. They brought the law that they conduct on water for dead people. In the eyes of the law, you are dead. And use it on the land because you don't know who you are. You use incorrect status. And after the Organic Act of 1871, after the Civil War, when they they did rewrite the Constitution because they using another Constitution. But when they created this act, they made the District of Columbia United States. They made it separate. It's separate. It is not a part of it. It is separate. It is its own entity. So when the president is the president, he's the president of District of Columbia, not America. Understand this. There's only two other places that have this sovereignty. There's London and Vatican. They tried to make Israel this, and they said, no way, Jose. Now, in the 14th Amendment, citizenship now, Reconstruction programs to guarantee equal civil and legal rights to black citizens. Black citizens, no, you can't even put black and citizens together. Because citizen will have to be American. Citizenship is what the 14th Amendment created. Now let's go to Dred Scott. Dred Scott versus Sanford versus Dred Scott, the Supreme Court decision of 1854 to 1857, when Dred Scott sued for his freedom. But he went into court saying what? He was a slave. Roger Taney decision. We think people of African ancestry, are not included and were not intended to be included under the word citizens in the Constitution and can therefore claim none of the rights, privileges which the instrument provides for secure citizens of the United States. Not America. The Constitution was made for the United States. As a Moor, you have your own nation. This was made in creating the colorable law. Because you won't be yourselves, Moors. So what happens when you're not yourself, Moor? You fall under this colorable thing. Now you fall under colorable law. What does that mean? You now fall under Jim Crow. What does that mean? You fall under Christian black codes, because these are the only laws on the land for black people. And black people don't necessarily mean you. That's only if you claim to be one. You could have just declared yourself an American. Just be an American citizen. Follow the Constitution. You ain't got to follow the civil. That's for dead people. I thought you was alive. I thought we were supposed to be free. But when we don't know and understand and understand legal and law and legal, and we don't understand our status in this place so-called United States, we keep on trying to be things that we can never be, and when we subjugate ourselves to, we put ourselves right back into slavery because we don't want to be ourselves. We don't want to be Americans. A Moor icon under Genghis Khan. Moor meaning Moor. Societas Americanas. We had our own nation. In the Constitution states there are other nations here. Who are the other nations that are here? Huh? And since they assassinated Abraham Lincoln, we have not been taught who we were ever since. Congress has not been in process since 1863, since we walked out. I'm sorry, 1861. Because when they tried to create this equal status, we didn't go for it. But we're going for it now. You've been educated.